in Coalfield. Pawpounders is the first centre in the Midlands to open, and it's dedicated entirely to puppies. It will be used to give the smaller, younger and maybe more timid dogs a chance to socialise with other puppies. What a great idea. Nick Parkinson's on the line. Morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Nick, what a great idea. My mum's just had a puppy, and, we've got another dog in the house as well who's sort of teaching him the ropes. But, for a lot of puppies, especially because of lockdown, it's quite nerve-wracking integrating with other big dogs, isn't it?
It is. We found quite a few dogs over the last 2 years have come up with a lot more separation anxiety issues. And because they've been with people during sort of 100% of the time, they've sort of linked into thinking they're a bit more human than they are puppies. So if you haven't got another dog in the house like you have, they're finding it much, much harder to obviously start the socialising skills off. Plus the fact that people themselves are a little bit more reluctant to let the dog jump into the daycare side of things, and they're sort of more. There are a lot of first-time buyers of dogs, puppies, have come about because they've been sitting around and there's something to do. And so we're seeing issues from the people and from the dogs themselves. So that's the thinking behind it, and it's a matter of trying to slowly use several modules to bring out the puppies and get them into the mood of mixing with other dogs, but also an educational side behind it all. We've linked in with Hannah Malloy, who's a very well-known behaviourist, very qualified, and we've been working on these modules so that there's a sensory part of it, there's a confidence-building part of it, there's training that's involved with it, but very basic. And the one big thing that's a big advantage of it is there's only 8 puppies there at any one time.
Right. And
then you've got 2 older dogs that are passive dogs, so they've got a couple of older dogs to help to learn from. But it's away from the daycare centre where we have 50, you see, and to try and clients want to see the dog socialise, the same as you'd like to see your kids socialise and that. But it's very hard to do it when you've got 50 dogs here in our normal daycare because they're showing off or they're being defensive, and it stops the calmness of the day. So by separating it and putting it into a different premises, which is about 400 or 500 yards away from where we are now, it gives a chance for a client to actually come down and spend an hour watching their dog or helping it do one of the modules with the staff. And then when you finish at the end of the day, you can come down and have a 20-minute chat with one of the girls as an update on how they've progressed. So it's sort of catering for both parties there. And we opened yesterday and it went extremely well. The weather happens to be brilliant with it, and again has started off well today. But summer's here now, I don't know.
Well, let's hope it continues for you, because it sounds absolutely fabulous, Nick, and I'm so pleased that you've had a great response so far. If people are listening to this and want to find out more about you, where do they need to head to? Just to
pawpounders.com. On there's a telephone number and obviously email address, and there's a couple of videos showing the facility so they can see what's going on. And then on social media, we're beginning to post stuff now. So we do a lot of live streams each day, so that will focus in one of them soon.
Well, that's me straight onto social media then, Nick, because this sounds like a dream for me. The dream job, getting to spend all day with puppies. Nick Parkinson, thank you so much for coming on the show. Pawpounders, that is in Mere Green, Sutton Coldfield. Well worth checking out their new puppy socialising classes if you yourself have had a little pup maybe during the lockdown and still worried about socialising, or most recently you've picked up a little puppy and introduced him into the home but want to get him out there with some like-minded dogs. Get yourself down there. It sounds brilliant.